10 seconds. A Hardy Frodo 1000, 163 laps to go.
Oh no!
And on the grid, Jack Brabham has been rammed in the tail. The driver of the Dolomite seems to have hurt his neck, 35. And there's a spin there. You can see one of the Capris facing end on, and he has got it, Mazda right up the nose. Goodness me, all sorts of dramas. The big one, of course, affecting Jack Brabham, but Laurie Nelson got hit head on there. That's the back of Brabham's car. Goodness me. Got slammed in the back there. Meanwhile, back at the race, the leader is Moffat. Then it's Bond. Then Brock. And I think it's the second of the Holden dealer team cars up there. Yes, it is, in fact. Charlie O'Brien in 4th place, just in front of Bob Morris. But Jack Brabham on the starting line, rammed in the back of the car. Of course, a fact that's not known to the leaders, as it is Moffat. For the first time up the mountain, the first of 163 laps with Colin Bond right on his tail.
Now we'll find out about Colin Bond and his brakes that he's been talking about so much.
He's moved to one side, but it's deeper into the corner that Moffat is going. Moffat going for a later braking mark. You can see the gap himself. And with the wipers on already, a bit of a wave from the car with still cold tyres. And for the first time, it will be Alan Moffat using up all the road. A much tighter line by Colin Bond, and he is going to snatch the lead.
Brock made a bad mistake there.
Bond first across. Brock has dropped back, battling now to retain 4th place, but he's lost it to Bob Morris, and it's Bond through for the second time.
The brakes are now stone cold. They're about to get an enormous amount of temperature into them. Moffat's braking very well indeed, very straight, but to no great advantage.
And they go past the pits where Marie-Claude Beaumont was, who brought the Alfa in with low oil pressure. Bad luck for the Brian Foley entry. They had trouble all through practice, and they're in the pits as Moffat goes by, back in the lead once again. A tremendous dice developing here, Howard. Car 7 chasing is Bob Morris, and the flame pouring from the exhaust there is from the engine of Peter Brock, last year's winner, in 3rd place, not very far back, but he doesn't want to lose contact with them. Bob Morris certainly doesn't want to lose contact with Peter Brock. Two of the fastest drivers in Australia. Real squeeze there, but they get through safely. The driver of the slower car saw them. Bobby Morris took his opportunity to close up. There's a Mazda 1300 on the outside, seeing all the action at close hand. Almost saw the boot of Bob Morris's car. Bond is through first.
I don't think you'll ever see Peter Brock trying to overtake on that particular braking corner. As he comes in, he does not hit the brakes, he squeezes them gently. And Colin Bond is in the other situation. They've got a very special brake system, and Brock's gone through now.
Moffat right at the end of the pit row, as you can see, up to position number 9.
He's in the pits, and he's getting out of the car, and a very furious looking Alan Moffat it is too. He's running all away from the car. Bern Schuppen getting in.
Peter Brock. Oh, he's in trouble there. You can see his hands left the wheel.
Actually, going down through the S's before he nearly got that car sideways, and I think he might have a deflating tyre.
Oh, who is this?
That's Moss Brabham.
Moss Brabham. They have lost an engine.
Yes, that's a... Looks like the end of it. Sterling Moss at the wheel, I think. Yes, it's right.
There's a blow-up of monumental proportions.
Yeah, it's a long time to wait for an anticlimax, isn't it? Yes, it was. It's very disappointing. Unfortunately, there's something, I think a valve may have dropped now, I don't know. I was enjoying it, even though we were sort of 3 hours behind and I couldn't have any lap signals telling me how much the minus was. I was enjoying it, you know.
End of the race for Colin Bond, I suspect. In terms of a winning chance, they're waiting here. He's got some problem. We'll time the pit stop and we'll time the gap. In he goes.
Appears to be quite a bit of
The oil.
smoke coming from the engine there, lifting the wired up rocket cover cap to insert some more oil. They're putting 1 quart of oil in already. Certainly making this particularly exciting.
We have 4 laps to go, and the leader, John Fitzpatrick, may not yet know the trouble unless he can spot that oil. Watch it there, that low angle. Now he has a margin of how much?
Oh, around about a minute 20, I think it may be a little bit more, but
He can't stop. It's as simple as that. He has to go
He
until
must
this thing
go.
breaks.
He must go. In the pits, I can imagine the anguish going through the minds of Bobby Morris and Ron Hodgson. And these are the men who are really suffering. It's just another race as far as John Fitzpatrick is concerned. Much as he'd like to win it, but for Bobby Morris, it's a lifelong ambition. He's set for a real grandstand finish here. Fitzpatrick pouring smoke from the back of the car now, as is Murray Carter.
That's Bruce Richardson. That's Bruce Richardson, chief mechanic, who has worked himself into the ground here. That man has had no sleep for 3 months trying to get this thing all together, and he can see it going down the drain.
I don't think it could be in better hands, John Davison.
Oh, couldn't be in better hands, but oh, God. You know, this finish is like the 26-mile marathon at the Olympic Games. And two athletes run into the stadium together, and you just
1 lap to go. He is on.
Yes.
Just 6 kilometres to go. The last lap.
Last lap.
Now, Ken, for the last time, he climbed them out. I don't know how Bruce Richardson is feeling now. The car's still running. He'd almost wish it had stopped. But it's still going, just stretching out his anguish. Well, Bobby Morris doing all he can, both hands.
Nobody, they don't want to look.
Almost weeping. Bobby himself is so emotional. Fitzpatrick up through the cutting, the hardest part of the course, the steepest part. He's through that.
Staggering.
He's through that. Can he get down? Almost to the end of the climb. The marshal's waving him on. Look at the flag marshal there. They'd get out and push if they could. That's the man from Castrol in there, almost weeping with emotion as well. So many people with so many hopes. There's Bobby Morris waiting there. Here he comes for the last time. The crowd, look at the crowd. The cheers, the encouragement they're trying to give him to keep going. The message passed down to Bobby. He's still going, Bob. Oh, the smoke. Oh. With a great smoke screen pouring behind him, John Fitzpatrick, 33. One of the great touring car endurance drivers of the world. Colin Bond on the mountain after him. He's not going to be that far behind going through the cutting. It depends just as the situation is reversed. As Bobby Morris's car, being driven by John Fitzpatrick, goes down through the bend for the last time. There's Bruce Richardson. He can't bear the pain of waiting. He's down the mountain. He's on the straight now. He's got a chance. He's got these humps to get over, and their final cruel little rise from the last bend. But John Fitzpatrick now going down in these last moments of the 1976 Hardy-Frodo 1000. Smoke pouring from the back of his crippled car, going as slowly as he has ever driven down this Mount Panorama circuit. Colin Bond in pursuit, but he can't catch him unless Fitzpatrick stops. They're still going. He has less than a kilometre to go. Colin Bond only about a kilometre behind him and really going hard, trying to make it up. All he needs is for Fitzpatrick to stall on the last bend, and Bond will snatch victory. Smoke is pouring from the back of the car, but he's going to do it, I think. He's coming down to the bend for the last time. And it's John Fitzpatrick through the bend, the car still driving. And he waves, he's got the checkered flag, and it's John Fitzpatrick who wins for the Ron Hodgson team. And in the pits, can you imagine the elation that's going on in there? Bobby Morris, he's just too upset to know whether to laugh or to cry or what to do.